And we are live. What's up, man? What's happening?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, living the dream. I appreciate you coming to do this.
Thanks for having me, man.
We've people that are watching this now are not gonna know that we've actually already done this once tonight. We did about 23 minutes of it, and the camera stopped recording. So
hey,
I'm gonna be watching these like a hawk.
Hey man, go ahead and upgrade your.
I do need to upgrade myself, man.
Cameras, man.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you calling me out, and it's well deserved.
It's all good, bro.
We should preface this by saying we've actually met each other before.
Yeah, we have a few times.
But years ago, we met each other again this past weekend.
Yeah, we did.
For your birthday.
I apologize for anything.
No, you were fine. You were fine. You had nothing to apologize for. I actually should be the one apologizing because I was smashed.
So was I. That makes two of us.
Yeah, I can't day drink anymore.
Day drinking is tough, man.
It's tough.
And the 7:30 start time, it's a commitment because you don't want to get down there too late, but you end up getting down there too early, and then you don't realize. I mean, when the game starts at noon, you're done by 3:30.
And I'm in bed by 6.
You know what I'm saying? But that 7:30 damn start time, man, it's like you get down there at 4, and then you're there till 11.
Do you go tailgate a lot?
We try to get down there maybe once or twice a year. We have a 3.5-year-old son, so it's a little bit different.
What's your son's name?
Jackson.
You gotta keep with those J's.
Man, yeah.
And your wife's name is Jana?
Jana. Yeah.
And her maiden name is Butler. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Good last name to have.
It sure is. She tells me all the time. she actually, we used to call ourselves, this is going to sound real bad.
No, I want to hear it even more now.
We combined our names. And
you hyphenated them.
No, we just used to call ourselves the Butlingers.
Okay.
But everyone always made fun of how that sounds. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Butlingers. But we used to call ourselves the Butlingers. And we still do call ourselves the Butlingers when my sister-in-law is with us because her last name is still Butler.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. You got the Butlers, man. That's a good crowd to be with.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm with,
How long you guys been married?
Royalty. We've been married for 4 years. Been together for about 6, 7 if you ask her. But, it's all good. But we've
nice.
We live a pretty good life, man.
And speaking of family, you just had a niece and a nephew last week.
I did. Jared, him and his wife had twins, Jared Jr. and Gemma Marie. So
nice.
They are... They're one and done. They got in and got out.
That's since we brought up your brother.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know: did he graduate from Thomas Worthington?
He did not. He and my brother Julian graduated from Northland High School.
Okay.
I was the black sheep that went to Thomas.
And you said there's like 9.5 years difference between
9.5 years between Jared and I. I'm older. Some people don't know that, but. Yeah, I'm about 9.5 years older than him, and he used to come along with us, playing basketball. And the 2 rules were, for my dad, if you're gonna cry, you can't play, and if you're gonna play, you can't cry.
Those are good rules.
And so Jared used to get brutalized, man. He used to literally
take a beat,
get punished. Anytime and every time he tried to come play.
You said from you and your you have another brother, right?
Julian.
Is it 3 of you?
Yeah, it's 3 of us. Julian's in between us. So Julian is about 6 or 7 years. I don't know how much older he is than Jared. I don't know. But
he's in the middle.
He's in the middle, and he used to terrorize Jared. Absolutely terrorize.
I did too. I was gonna say you're not gonna take any credit.
I did too, but not like he did, man.
Right.
It was bad, man. It was bad.
So, you and Jared both went to Ohio State.
Yep.
Where'd your other brother go?
Julian went to Kent State University.
Kent State.
Yeah, he played basketball at Kent. He's actually now an assistant coach
Really?
at Kent State University.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you this because this is one of the, I was asking people, online, social media, what are some questions you guys would want to know from, Buckeye, former Buckeye?
Yeah.
And it's even tough to use the word former because you're going to always be a Buckeye, right?
Buckeye for life, man.
But it's almost like it's almost kind of a vague question, really. But just like what does it feel like to put on the scarlet and gray?
Man,
and then like after the fact, you're always a Buckeye. It's like a huge family.
I'll tell you what. Playing for the Buckeyes, being a Buckeye, was one of the greatest experiences of my life, man. I didn't take it lightly. I wish it lasted a lot longer than it did. But it was some of the greatest years of my life, man. Growing up here in Columbus, being a fan of the Buckeyes, growing up, and being able to carry out your lifelong dream of being able to put on the scarlet and gray, man, was great.
Right. And it's weird because we were talking about running into each other last weekend. Like how many people come up to you just like on game days, tailgating, stuff like that?
It happens. It happens. But you know what? Every time it does, man, it brings you back to that time in your life. And like I said, it
how many of those people though are just like hammered drunk, and you're like,
they get
I get them out of it. Like me, for instance.
No, you were fine. I thought I was the one tripping. So if you're saying I was good,
no, you were good.
You were great, man. You were great.
But the thing was, you were dressed in all black, and it was hotter than hell out.
It was,
and it was weird because it didn't start off like that day. I was like, all right, it's nice out.
Yeah.
I almost wore a jacket down there, and I'm glad I did.
I had a jacket tied around my waist, man. I wore one, and it was beaming. It was hot.
But we were talking about the Buckeye Cruise earlier. You're going this year.
I am. I'm not missing.
You don't miss it.
No, man, I'm not missing that for the world.
How did you get involved going on the Buckeye Cruise?
So Chris Quinn, shout out to Chris and Lisa at Dublin Travel Partners. Chris Quinn's son, Chris Quinn Jr., and I used to play with each other in AAU and things like that.
Okay.
So I had a relationship with Chris, and he wanted more Buckeye basketball representation.
Right.
A lot of basketball players, even after their careers are done, some way, some shape or form, are still involved in the game of basketball.
Right.
And that's right in the middle of their season. So he doesn't have a lot of basketball players to choose from. So unfortunately, for his sake, he had to pull me and Terrence Dials. But yeah, man, that's how I got.
What a rough life having to go on a cruise.
Rough life, man. I'm telling you, man, it's tough, man.
Yeah. So, and the hilarious thing is, you do a belly flop competition.
I do.
And how many times have you won that?
I had to tell him I was done winning. I was tired of winning, man. No, I'm
tired of being a champion.
Yeah, I'm tired of winning. No, I won it twice. Funny story, I was just doing it to just be funny the first couple times.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a competition, right?
It wasn't a competition. I was just being stupid, just jumping in the pool head first and belly first and things like that. Then 3 days later, they end up having a contest, like a real contest. And what I found out from that, Royal Caribbean does these belly flop contests all the time on their cruises.
Sanctioned belly flop contests.
You know what I'm saying? So I won it the first year, won it the second year, and I said, you know what, man, I'm tired of winning this thing.
Right.
Let somebody else win. So I started judging it.
Yeah.
So then from there, we would get, we've had Ezekiel Elliott, we've had Ryan Shazier, a whole bunch of guys come and judge this thing, and the fans and the participants, man, they lose their mind.
You know what I think is a great idea?
What's that?
If you could get more Buckeye basketball players on the cruise, we go a step further and you get like a little Tykes hoop. We have a slam dunk contest in the swimming pool.
You got to jump in the pool.
Yeah,
you got to jump in the pool and dunk it.
Yeah,
Woo,
you can get real creative with that, and it also sounds extremely dangerous.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, somebody would.
I remember the last year I went, Shazier was throwing people in.
Yeah.
Like on the side of the pool, he was just pushing people in.
Yeah,
it got out of control.
You don't want to stand next to the pool when he's around. There's some other clowns out there that they have a good time.
They have a bunch of fun competitions and stuff on the boat on the cruise. For you guys that haven't gone, BuckeyeCruise.com.
Yep.
There's still tickets.
Still
available
tickets, still cabins to be
for
sold.
this year. They're going to the Bahamas.
Bahamas and somewhere else. I never know where we go.
Right.
I don't never know where we're at.
You don't need to. You just get on the
just have a
boat.
good time,
We'll take you somewhere. We'll bring you back.
Yeah.
I noticed you went last year, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys leave out of Miami last year?
Did we?
Because I noticed this year it's Miami.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't even know.
Yeah.
They take us.
You don't even know where you're at right now.
Where am I?
Yeah.
No, but we get on the plane. They take us from the bus to the boat, from the boat to the bus.
Right.
That's pretty much
like my favorite part on the cruise is just being on the boat.
Yeah.
I like the boat.
The boat is fun, man.
I remember
we have a good time.
The first year I went to the very top, like the top deck. You know, that club? Yeah.
Vortex.
Yeah. I remember going up there and I was like, I need another drink, but I don't want to walk down the steps, you know?
Yeah.
So I just went into that little Vortex, their club. And they weren't open yet. This is at like 3 p.m. You know, and the guy was like,
the Vortex
and I'm just like up there by myself, and there's like no one else around. And the bartender, and for the life of me, I can't think of his name, but we are Facebook friends, so I apologize for that. He was like, oh, we're not open right now. We don't open until like 8 or whatever the hell it was. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go back down. He was like, actually, you know what? He goes, sit down. I'll make you a drink. I was there for like the next 4 hours.
No
and
shit.
I just gave the guy a $100 bill before I left. I said, I'll be here every night. And I don't think I paid for like another drink the rest of the cruise up there.
My man.
Yeah, I got the hookup. And that's when I realized that's the smart thing to do. You find a bar there that you're going to be there at the most. And you make friends with the bartenders.
Yeah.
But now I think they move the bartenders around.
They switch them around so you can't find them all the time.
They foiled my plan. It was good while lasting.
It sounded like it was great.
It was great. No, the other competition that they do every year, it's not really a competition, it's just a fun thing, is the karaoke.
Oh, man.
And you were telling me you karaoke every year.
DJ M. Dizzle, shout out to M. Dizzle. Yeah. DJ M. Dizzle and I, we sing a song every year. Last year we did Backstreet Boys, Tell Me Why.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Right. An absolute jam.
Right?
Yeah.
I think this year, prematurely I'm speaking, we haven't consulted with each other yet.
Right.
But I think we're going to
have that. Yeah,
we gotta have that meeting. We gotta have that meeting.
Right.
But I think we're gonna do the Chainsmokers, something just like this.
Perfect.
That's a song that we enjoy.
I like that transition. Let's go from Backstreet Boys, Chainsmokers.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
You know?
we're diverse. Though.
Yeah, I like that. I don't even know who the hell the Chainsmokers are. Is that like a boy band?
I guess somebody. Actually, aren't they from here? I think
you might be right.
I think somebody might be from Upper Arlington or something.
I just blew my shot at ever getting the Chainsmokers on the podcast.
No, come on over. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, don't ask him for directions there. You don't know where you're at.
I have no idea.
No, the Buckeye Cruise is so much fun. That's the first cruise I've ever been on.
Yep, me too.
The only cruise I've ever been on.
I've been on one other cruise, but it's a lot different than the Buckeye Cruise.
Really?
It's called the Groove Cruise.
The Groove? Yeah. Where'd you go for that one? Do you remember?
Hell no.
Terrible question. My interview skills have gone down the drain.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I'll tell you about the Groove Cruise real quick. The Groove Cruise is the largest EDM festival on a boat.
All right.
It's 24 hours.
That sounds dangerous.
It is dangerous. You gotta be careful. It gets nuts.
So did you go with your wife on this?
My wife and I've gone before by myself, but my wife and my sister-in-law has gone with us before too.
Nice. So you like EDM music?
I do, man.
That's
my
real
jam,
house.
man. That's I like deep house. I like progressive. I'll even do the trance every once in a while.
Right.
But the trance I have to be around people. I can't listen to this shit.
Right, I understand. By yourself.
I start walking around in circles and shit. Just, you know what I'm saying?
So it sounds slightly different from the Buckeye Cruise.
Just a little bit.
But you know what? They do have some alumni band members on the Buckeye Cruise, right?
Yeah.
They come?
Yeah.
Yeah, you listen to that enough. And
absolutely.
you see Bruce walking around, you might feel like you're in a little bit of a trance.
For sure.
No, this year they go back to the Bahamas, which will be fun. My parents love Coco Cay. That's their spot.
That's their spot.
Yeah.
That's their
spot.
So
I'm thinking maybe I'll go again this year.
Let's do it, man.
Maybe
we could do a podcast on there.
You know what I was thinking? I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
I know they got the setups. I know they do them. I know Rothman and those guys do it all the time.
Rothman. I've talked to Rothman last time I was on there.
Really?
One of the nicest guys.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man.
And he's such a dog lover, and it's like hard for me to. How do you not like a dog person?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
My dog's usually running around here, but I shoot him out. First of all, You went to Thomas Worthington.
Yeah.
What's the mascot? Thomas
Cardinals.
Worthington? Cardinals?
Yeah.
All right. Did you guys actually have like a guy in a Cardinal costume? You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, we didn't, but they do now though.
Oh, okay.
My son goes there. He's a junior. Yeah, and they have the mighty Cardinal.
There you go. My mascot was a Scotty dog.
Oh no,
The Scotties.
shit.
So I had a dog for like 13 years.
Yeah.
I put him down like a year ago.
Oh man, I'm sorry. to hear
And
that.
I was like, dogs. You're like, oh man, I don't think I can sign up for another dog for a while, right? That lasted for about 6 months.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get another dog,
Right.
And so I ended up getting a Scotty dog. I was like, I got to get a Scotty dog, and he's like a little Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
He's an idiot, man. He just runs around. But he's at my
great.
brother's with my brother's dog right now.
Okay.
No, something I was going to ask you though. Out of Thomas Worthington, you go and play basketball at Arkansas.
Yeah.
And we were kind of briefly talking about this before about the transfer portal now and how it's so much different.
So much different. I couldn't even tell you what they do now. It was nothing.
It's
compared.
like probably all you probably just you pull up your iPad and you're like, I'm in the transfer portal.
I have no idea. Yeah, it sounds like that.
Like,
I mean,
what
it
did
has
you
to-
have to do? When
All
you
I had to do was, so I went to the University of Arkansas, played under Nolan Richardson for a year. He got fired. I didn't really feel like he should have been fired.
Right.
And I had went there for him. Like, I wanted to play for Nolan Richardson. I didn't really care too much about Arkansas. I know it sounds bad, but I went there for Nolan Richardson. When he wasn't there, it was no longer attractive to me. So I decided that I wanted to transfer. And I literally told them over the phone I wanted to transfer, and that was it. There was no portal.
It was just done.
I got a piece of paper in the mail that said you've been granted your release. You are free to speak to other schools.
Right.
But
then you did have to sit out the next year.
I did. I sat out. I sat out the
State.
following year. Yep. Yeah. I sat out the 2002. 2001, 2002 was my freshman year. 2002, 2003. I sat out that
You
year.
had to sit out that whole year.
Yeah.
So I was just curious if maybe the reason they granted you that transfer was because your coach getting fired. Because wasn't it before you had to have like a hard?
Well,
they call it
no,
hardship,
you
right?
can transfer at any time. I don't think that the hardship, the whole, you can play right away thing.
Right.
I don't think they had that yet.
Right.
Because I came home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was no opportunity for me to even
So how did that
apply for that.
How did that season go?
That season was tough.
Yeah, man.
It was hard because we had a really good team, in the picture,
Yeah.
but we just missing a couple pieces. Me
Right.
being one of them, Tony Stockman being the
Yeah.
other one.
And Tony transferred in too, right?
From Clemson.
From Clemson. Yeah.
And we had some really good pieces. I think Terrence Dowles ended up redshirting that year because of his back. Matt Sylvester ended up. Maybe it was his knee. I don't remember. Matt Sylvester redshirted that year. We had Brent Darby.
Right.
R.I.P. to Brent.
Yeah. Hell of a player, man.
He was. And we had some pretty good pieces. If we were all able to play.
Just didn't come together.
Ricardo Billings was a Prop 48 that year, so he wasn't able to play.
Yeah.
We were just shorthanded, man.
Right.
Shorthanded.
But then you come back the next year and you're a starter.
Yeah.
For that year, and you were hurt your senior year, right? Did you get hurt that
No,
year? or the year
no.
before?
So my sophomore season, we stunk. We were terrible. We didn't have it.
Right.
And then O'Brien got fired. Matta comes in. Matta restores everything.
Right.
I mean, we literally went from like losers.
Well, you
to,
guys won the regular season, the Big Ten, didn't you, that year?
That was my senior year.
Yeah, your senior year.
So my junior year was the year we beat Illinois.
Right.
And we had a self-imposed sanction, so we weren't allowed to go to the NCAA tournament. Had we went that year, I think we would have made some. I know we would have
God,
made
I
some.
remember
noise.
watching that game on TV.
Yeah, that game was the best game I've ever been involved in my life, and I was out. I wasn't even in. I wasn't even in the game the last 7 minutes.
And Illinois had such an incredible
They
team
were great.
too, man.
They were great. They were good.
Yeah. So then you come, but your senior year though, you guys won the regular season Big
Yeah.
Ten.
So
right?
we started. We were picked eighth.
Yeah.
Picked eighth at the beginning of the season, the preseason. Ended up winning it outright, and that was the first time Ohio State has won the Big Ten men's basketball Big Ten championship outright since '92, back with Jim Jackson and those guys.
Well, that's awesome for you because you literally came from like one end of the spectrum to the other.
It literally, I mean, I'm telling you, like when
You
Jim
saw it
O'Brien
all.
was coaching, we stunk. We were just bad, and it's not no knock to Jim O'Brien.
No.
No knock. He just didn't. He didn't know the group we had. He couldn't get anything out of us.
Yeah.
He tried. It didn't work. And then Thad came in, with his, everything's great. Everything, just play.
Thad, man, hell of a coach.
Hell of a coach, man.
Do you think he'll ever coach again?
I hope not.
No.
I hope not. I think he's living the life that he needs to be living right now for the rest of his life. I mean,
right. With his health stuff,
his
obviously.
health, yeah. The way that his health is, he's improved so much. And I was, we talked about this a little bit before. I was upset at how things went down with that.
Right.
He was put up there like it was like he was in a slaughterhouse.
Hung out to dry, basically.
Yeah, man. I didn't. That press conference was bullshit. And I'll say it to Gene Smith's face.
Yeah.
It was bullshit. But
just the whole way they went about it.
it was just bad, man. It was just bad. But now seeing Thad now, the way that he is, how he's regrouped, and how his health is improved, it was definitely time.
And you were saying his daughter's going to Butler, right?
They both go to Butler now, and he lives maybe about 3 minutes away from Butler, so he's very involved in their college life as much as a dad can be in his daughter's college life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's tailgating and doing things with his family. They go on vacations together. He's just doing things that he wasn't able to do when he was coaching.
Right.
And his health is definitely. He's just happier. He's not stressed. He's not dealing with parents. My son should be playing. Why is my son getting these shots? Yada, yada, yada. He's not dealing with none of that. So
it's crazy how, especially, I can't speak obviously from experience being a college coach, but those long
podcast,
days.
man. You can say whatever you want.
Yes, from my collegiate coaching days. Just the toll that it takes on your body being a coach. Urban's another one.
Mm-hmm.
You look at him and it's like, I'm glad though, based off what you're telling me, it seems like he's,
He's doing great.
Living life.
He's living the dream, man.
Because you always see those coaches who try to step away who can't stay.
Who always end up coming back way too long.
It's like they're talking about Urban now, like returning to coach. And, it's like my whole thing with Urban is if he does go coach somewhere, great. You gave me a fun 7 years at Ohio State. You won us a national championship.
You still feel that way if he goes up to that team up north?
I'll tell you right now. I'll shut up shop right here. There'll never be another podcast. That is the one reservation. I don't think we have to worry about that.
I don't think we do either. But wouldn't that be crazy?
Blue.
That would be fucking crazy. Excuse my language. That would be fucking crazy if he did that.
You're free to use whatever language you want. It would be insane.
That would be nuts.
Could you imagine?
I don't even know what I would do. I don't
know.
Like,
but you know what? How hilarious would it be, though, if he did go up there and he brought them back up to national prominence?
I would hate him forever.
It's like, finally it's a rivalry.
Oh, my God. Like, that's what we all want, right?
Yeah,
we want the rivalry back.
You love to see them lose, but it's also like, I wanted, back when it's still a game every year.
It is.
Us, but it's still like, remember the years where it was like at the end of the year, it's like 1 and 2 going at it. And
you were nervous. You were going into the game like, oh man.
That one year with Troy Smith where we caught that, we intercepted them right on the 2-yard line. I think it was Bill Allen caught that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that was a hell of a game.
Yeah, man.
What do you think about them this year, Michigan?
They are. I mean, here's the thing. Here's my thing with the whole Michigan thing. They stink. They're not good, but they're always throwing shots our way.
Well, that's all I got.
But why though? Why would you shut
Harbaugh? Harbaugh is.
He's an idiot. He is such an idiot, and I hope please don't get rid of him because I love
him forever.
Seeing him on that goddamn sideline because he stinks.
Well, it's funny too because you look at all the past coaches they had, like Rich Rodriguez. And all those guys. It was Rich Rodriguez, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, keep him as long as you want. Then they get rid of him, and then they bring in who they have after Rich Rodriguez.
The guy from I don't know.
I can't.
Who
remember.
knows?
I can't remember. All I know is it's been an ass beating for the past 20 years.
It's been nuts. One of my buddies, man, he's a Michigan fan, and I make fun of him forever. But his son just turned 11, and he posted a picture of him on Instagram in a Michigan jersey. I'm like, man, that's got to be one of the most loyal kids I've ever seen in my life. He's only seen one win.
Yeah.
He's only seen one win.
Yeah, it's like, why would you do that to your child?
Gosh, he has got to. He doesn't know what winning is.
Right. Do you watch any NFL?
I watch a little bit of it. I just started watching football. I didn't used to watch football.
Well, I noticed like you tweeted something yesterday
Yeah.
about like just watching football or something.
I just got into it. I just got the bug.
I hate to admit this right now, but I'm a Bengals fan.
Yeah.
It's not pretty this year for me.
Man.
Yeah. But, and the worst part
Dalton
is...
doesn't even get... No one even sits with him on the sideline.
Yeah, it's bad.
He's always sitting by
I
himself.
wouldn't sit with him, to be honest with you. No, it's funny because, like most of my friends' family stuff, they're Browns fans.
So am I.
Are you a Browns fan?
Yeah.
Well, this is my thing. I like all Ohio teams.
Yeah.
But, like I want them all to win, unless, they're playing Bengals.
Right.
But the Browns fans, this year it's just been a roller coaster.
We set ourselves up. We kind of pulled the whole hardball thing. Like, we were talking all this shit forever.
Right. My whole thing was, like, there's Browns fans talking, like, Super Bowl and stuff. Like, hey, listen, let's maybe just ease into the next season and see where it goes.
Right.
On paper.
And then...
Stacked team.
And then OBJ starts wearing these $800,000 watches while he's playing, and he's dropping on the goddamn ball. Come on, man, catch the ball.
Yeah.
You see him catching one hand.
You hate to see it.
Golly, man. You know what? And they'll be fine. Awesome talent, right?
Well, it's a long season.
You just want to see them humble themselves just a little bit,
right?
Man,
What's the other thing I was going to ask you too about college football this year? Is we were talking about the transfer portal.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on them moving towards paying college athletes?
You know what? If you would have asked me this while I was in uniform, I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Right.
So, nah, man, we don't need to be paid. We got college, we got scholarship, we're getting our education. Pay those men.
Yeah.
Pay them. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because I've seen what happens after the fact.
Right.
And your college experience, the money that you bring in, all of that just comes to a halt.
Right.
Just a complete stop. And do these guys need to get rich off of this shit? Hell no. But they should get something.
Yeah.
They should get something. When you got, these coaches, I used to make fun of Coach Matta all the time. Like, man, didn't you get like $100,000 from me for winning that goddamn championship?
Right.
And then what my brother did at the Final Four, that was another like $250,000.
Yeah.
These coaches get paid.
They get paid.
And they can leave and nothing happens, right?
Right.
They leave, go somewhere else, and just set up shop somewhere else.
Right.
And the players are stuck and they don't get nothing.
Right.
They should get something.
Yeah, it sounds right. The other thing that the reason why I hope they pay college athletes is because I would like to play NCAA football again.
Right. That was a good,
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't watch it, but I used to play it, and that used to be a good game.
Yeah, it's
man.
a good game.
Yeah.
They haven't made that. What's last year they made that was like in 2006.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy to think. Yeah, but you think about the money that they generate. I can't imagine the money that Ohio State brings in every year.
They said something like Ohio State football team, if it was an NFL franchise, it would be worth billions of dollars.
Like billions.
So miss me with that, man, that we don't have enough
But you know
money
what?
and they got
college athletes get a free iPad when they come
Oh
in.
my gosh. Watch out now.
Let's take a quick break.
Those iPads might record a little bit better than your camera.
They cost, they're kidding. This would record, wouldn't they? Let's take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Yeah.
Sitting here with the man, the myth, the legend, JJ Sullinger.
Yeah, man.
Hey, once again, I appreciate you coming over and doing this.
Oh, this has been fun, man. I've been having a good time. So thanks.
It would be great to be able to do it on the Buckeye Cruise.
Man,
right?
So you coming?
I would love to.
Let's do it.
I would love to.
Let's do it. We'll figure
have
it
you
out.
ever thought about starting your own podcast?
You know what?
I feel like you'd be great at it.
I feel like I got a real nasally ass voice, so like it's just.
But it's you have an easily. I sound like Bob Dylan if you had a podcast.
I don't even know who Bob Dylan is, bro. But listen, I'll tell you this, man. You do a good job.
Thanks, man.
You do a good job.
Thanks. I started doing this. I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and I was just like, you hang out with your friends and you're sitting there talking, and you're like, why don't we just record this? So that was
some of the best conversations, man.
Yeah.
Some of the best conversations.
I have a question for you.
What's that?
I always like to ask my guests this because this is a topic that I talk a lot about. Anyways, are you a big movie watcher? You like movies?
See, man, nah.
You strike me as somebody who's constantly on the move. You always got something.
I would love to sit. Like, let me tell you something. I Rocky Balboa is
That's your guy.
that's a non-fictional character in my household.
Right.
He is
don't
real.
Don't tell Philly fans that.
Man, listen, he is real. He is real.
Yeah.
And I just watched Creed 2 for the first time, like maybe in last
What'd you
week.
think?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. I don't know why it took me so long, but I mean, I had the DVD. I didn't get to see it in the theaters. Bought the DVD and it just sat there. I don't watch a lot of movies.
I wish they would. I liked. I wonder what they're gonna do. Aren't they doing another one?
Are they?
I thought I heard. Who knows?
It would be
Probably.
great if they did. I don't know what other story
remember-
could be told. He better not shot. He better not
Do
try
you
to
remember
fight Victor
Rocky
again.
Balboa, like the last Rocky movie?
I saw that
They fought
one
Mason
time.
Milan Dixon.
Yeah, I saw that one. That ain't like that.
Yeah.
I'm a Rocky to Rocky 4, and then I jump right into
5 was terrible.
I jump right into
Remember where he
Creed.
fights in the street at the end?
Yeah. My ring's outside. Like, come on, chill out. Rock,
No, it's
chill
not,
out,
Rock.
Chill out, Rock.
No, it's
Chill out.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if you'd seen the new Joker movie yet.
I have not, man, but I'm here. So you've seen it?
I haven't.
I hear it's like I'm afraid to go see it. Like,
Yeah.
everyone keeps talking about how dark it is. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about like how dark could it possibly be?
You know, it's like you can't like, especially online. You read like, oh, it's people. It's so intense. People are walking out. I
Yeah.
read that article like once every 2 weeks about whatever movie's coming out.
Yeah, man. I haven't seen it yet. But it's intriguing.
Yeah.
You know, you want to go see it, right? You want to see how dark it is.
Did
like
you
that.
ever see the what the hell was that one? The Suicide Squad movie?
No.
Will Smith and stuff.
No.
Not good. That wasn't good either.
Wasn't?
I feel like there's not a whole lot of good movies that come out as much anymore.
I think everybody's trying to be so politically correct, man. They can't really,
Right.
they tiptoe,
They try to
or
cater
they
to
either
something.
they either stay on this side of the line or they completely cross
Right.
it. So I think it's I don't know.
You and the old lady get into any shows?
So
Yeah, you guys a Netflix family? You guys
we watch some Netflix.
You binge watch
She
something, okay.
watches what does Jana watch? Jana watches some trash ass shows, bro. She watches like Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
right.
Real Housewives of whoever the hell
Right.
they are, where they at. She likes that. And this is her claim. She says that since she's so drama free,
Right.
she needs some drama in her life, so
Yeah.
she gets it there.
Right. Now, the way you said that strikes me as
Exactly.
maybe
Yeah.
you don't believe that she's drama free.
This is the reason why she's so dramatic. She's just watching
That's
them, and
that's
she
a
thinks,
good that's a good reason to watch the show. Though.
She thinks because she doesn't act like them, she's not being dramatic.
Well,
And I love my wife. I love you, babe, but you're pretty dramatic sometimes.
I like it that you put that disclaimer.
Yeah, I love you, babe.
You'll be off scot free then. What else you got going on in your life right now?
So, the kids, man. I got 4 children: Jalen, Jaden, Jordan, and Jackson. Jan
Stick
and
with
I.
those J's, and I like
we
that.
got to, man. We got to. Jan and I have a 3.5-year-old. My oldest 3 is in a previous marriage, and my oldest is a junior at Thomas Worthington. Man, he's going to be pretty. They're going to be pretty good this year.
He play ball then?
He does. He plays
Nice.
basketball, and he's got aspirations to be a collegiate basketball player. Hopefully, he makes it.
Could he take that?
Now, absolutely. Back then, hell no. I would have kicked his ass. But no, he's good, man. He's good. He's got a chance to be really good. He's got a chance to be really
Good for him.
Yeah.
When's basketball season getting close to starting up, right?
So they're in preseason right now. I think the first set of practices start first week of November maybe,
Right.
and then they open up first week of December. I think.
You think they'll be pretty good this year then, huh?
I think they got a chance, man. They got some good guys.
What division's Thomas Worthington in?
Division One. So they got a pretty tough task, man. They got some pretty heavy teams on the schedule. They play Columbus South. They're in Hilliard Bradley's division. So they got some. It should be pretty good.
It's
this
gonna
year.
be fun.
Yeah,
I can't imagine watching your boy play. It's gotta be fun for
You
you.
know what,
right?
man? There's nothing like it. I miss the game so much because I don't play anymore. I
Right.
got really bad knees. But watching him play is like it's 10 times, it's 100 times better than playing.
Right.
It's the only thing that keeps me sane, honestly.
Well, I got to tell you this one other story before we take off.
Uh-huh.
I think we started telling this story the first time we tried to record this.
Uh-huh.
When I met you originally.
Yeah.
The story. So for people that are watching this, I hit you up on Twitter. It was like, hey, I was like, JJ, I don't know if you remember me, but we met on the Buckeye Cruise, and my mom was telling you, we were on, I think it was Bahamas.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I saw my mom had you cornered on the beach, and I thought, oh, Jesus, no. And I think she was a little tipsy,
She had
as you are.
She had a couple beverages. I had a couple beverages.
So I was like, I have to get out here and save this guy. And so I walked out, and the one thing I hear when I walk down is her going, yeah, so you'll have to come to a game. We have a mannequin in our basement. We dress up in Ohio State gear. We yell
I
at
had no idea how to react to that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about something
that was what I heard as soon as I walked up, and your face was like, oh, all right. And I thought, oh, great. He probably thinks my family are serial killers.
Hey, no, hey, if you got a mannequin down, I'm still waiting for my invite,
Well,
man.
I'll tell you what, I will send that invite your way. And you know what? No mannequin down there anymore. We got rid of him.
Got rid of him?
Yeah, she was telling too many people that story.
Did he do something bad? What did he do?
Well, you know what? That's for another. That's a story off camera. Can't tell you that now. No, but my dad, he actually he works for an Anheuser-Busch distributor.
Okay.
So he goes to like Kroger's and Walmart's and stuff like that. And he'll set like a display up. So you walk in there and you see like 12 packs making like a field goal post or something with a mannequin with a jersey on. He sets that stuff up.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't using that mannequin at the time, so he brought it home with him, and we just put Buckeye stuff. And I'm not part of the we. They put
Of course you are.
Yeah. It's my podcast. I can say that. We put Buckeye gear on him, and for any bad plays, we would just yell at him. Which is fine, and it's fun, unless you're telling people.
Telling the story is
to other,
There's no
like,
way.
yeah.
There's no normal way to tell that story. There's no normal way to react to that story.
No,
just like,
because it's not normal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can't just go up to anybody and say, hey, we got a mannequin in our basement. You should come over sometime. Doesn't fly well. You know what I mean?
Bro, your mind can go so many different ways.
Yeah,
Man.
so that's why when we got back from the cruise, I had to tweet you the picture of the mannequin.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious, though, because it was a couple weeks ago, I messaged you, and you immediately were like, I remember.
Oh, how could you forget? How could you forget? As drunk as I was, or could have been. Yeah,
that sobers you up.
Yeah, it sobers you up real quick.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you doing this. It means so much to
Oh,
me.
man, thanks for having me, man. Anytime, man.
I appreciate it.
I hope
Buckeye
this is my
legend.
last time on this thing.
You guys tune in next week and watch another episode of this crazy wild show.
Watch the episode.
You ready for this, man?
There you go.
First